Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television. Coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja, I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and free to air on Nicomsat. Now the news in full. The Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors has directed its members to resume work today following a 7-day nationwide warning strike embarked upon by its member over the abduction of their colleague, Dr. Ganiat Popola. The association, however, says it will review the federal government's commitment to resolving its demand in the next 3 weeks. The resident doctors began a 7-day warning strike last Monday to press for the rescue of Popola, a registrar in the Department of Ophthalmology at the National Eye Center, Kaduna. Some of the Edband government protesters have been remanded in Kuje Correctional Center after being charged with treason. Justice Emeka Uwete of the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja ordered their remand pending the hearing and ruling on their bail application slated for September 11, 2024. The judge fixed the date after they pleaded not guilty to 6-count charge bordering on terrorism slammed against them by the federal government. The Joint Admission and Matriculation Board JAMB says 21 candidates with fake IGMB results were recommended for 2023 admissions by various institutions, JAMB. In a policy document noted that 12 of the recommendations were by Ahmadu Bello University Zaria, the board stated that the recommendations were possible because certificate screening was done after registration. 5 institutions are reportedly involved in the recommendations. JAMB insists that all certificates have the signature of the head of the institution, vice chancellor, provost, or rector. Over now to the Nigerian police have declared Andrew Wayne, also known as Andrew Provic or Drew Voya, a British national wanted for allegedly orchestrating a plot to overthrow the government led by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. This announcement was made by the force spokesperson, Assistant Commissioner of Police, ACP Olumuyiwa Adejobi, at the force headquarters in Abuja. Kike Lomo Okere has the details.
According to the force public relations officer, Muyiwa Adejobi, Wayne is accused of renting a space at Labour House in Abuja under the guise of operating an Eva Valley bookshop and establishing Stars of Nations schools to cover up his subversive activities. The police claimed that Wayne was involved in planning and financing the August protests, which were part of a broader conspiracy to destabilize the country and instigate an unconstitutional regime change.
Intelligence gathering and collaboration with other security agencies, 10 suspects have been apprehended who received substantial financial backing from foreign sources to destabilize the country. Investigations have identified a foreign mercenary, Andrew Wayne, also known as Andrew Povich or Jew Ovey. The man has many identities. A British national who built a network of sleeper cells to topple the government and plunge the nation into chaos.
Adejobi further revealed that documentary evidence and confession have linked Wayne to the violent protests, stating that he provided operational guidance and financial support to those involved. He added that this development follows the recent arrest of Polish nationals in Kano by the Department of State Service during the protests, who were later released after being detained for weeks.
He and one of his local coordinators, one Lucky his opinion, have accordingly been declared wanted, and global hunting for them has commenced in connection with this investigation.
The police have also summoned Comrade Joe Ajeru, president of the Nigerian Labour Congress, regarding Wayne's activities. Kike Lomo Okere, Global Television News.
Thank you, Kike, for that report. The Defense Headquarters has denied that bandits in Zamfara State hijacked 2 armored vehicles. It also refuted claims that a large number of civilians were killed and mass buried by terrorists. as well as reports that over 150 terrorists were kidnapped also by terrorists in Sokoto State. Defense Headquarters' response was followed videos that had emerged over the weekend. The National Emergency Management Agency says the fatalities caused by severe flooding in Nigeria has risen to 192 across 29 states. The flooding is caused by the unprecedented rainfall and the rising Niger and Benue rivers. The agency's spokesperson Ezekiel Manzo noted that he got information from the Emergency Operations Center that the death toll has increased to 192. The latest figure is as a result of flooding that happened in Plateau State. A group, Prisoners' Right Advocacy Initiative, has called for a probe into the poor feeding of inmates in custodial centers across the country. The organization's founder, Ahmed Adetola Kazim, says the probe should not be limited to Calabar Custodial Center, into which the Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, ordered a probe. The order by the minister followed a viral video allegedly that inmates at the custodial center were being subjected to inhumane treatment, including being served poorly cooked beans as breakfast. The Katsina State Government House in Katsina has reportedly been gutted by fire early Monday morning. However, the cause of fire had yet to be ascertained. A source whose house is close to the government house, Alhaji Bashir, has stated that the fire started around 6 a.m. You're watching News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the Nigerian's capital, Abuja, where News Cycle returns. Falconet edge South Korea at Under-20 Women's World Cup. Details of these and more right after this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is Global Television bringing you live broadcast of News Cycle. Thank you for staying with us. In business now, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has signed a memorandum of understanding with Orashi Electricity Company Limited to generate, transmit and distribute electricity to all 27 local government areas of the state. The governor says his administration's priority is to ensure that Imo people enjoy steady electricity. Amarachi Ibe tells us more.
Governor Hope Uzodinma says the signing of the memorandum shows how important the project is to his administration, reiterating his commitment to ensuring uninterrupted electricity to enable residents of the state do their business, while urging the Orashi Electricity Company to live up to expectation.
We will do our best to live up to the responsibilities expected of us in this agreement, both at the state level and the local government level. And in return, we also expect our partners to do the same thing.
The governor, however, urged Imo State Ministry of Power to put all necessary arrangements in place to ensure that by the end of the year, there is constant power in the urban areas in order to revitalize aligned industries, start new ones, create jobs, as well as improve on ease of doing business index.
Imo State needs power. We need to revitalize our industries. We need to bring more industries into Imo State. We need to create jobs. We need to introduce ease of doing business. And at the end of the day, we want Imo State to be returned back to what is used to know, what is known for, tourist headquarters of the region.
High point of the event was signing the memorandum with Orashi. Upon completion, the project will create more jobs in the state.
Former Vice President of Nigeria, Atiku Abubakar, has called for the listing of the Nigerian National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC Limited, on the Nigerian Stock Exchange amid controversy surrounding the alleged privatization of the Warri and Kaduna refineries. Paul Ibe, Abubakar's spokesperson, disclosed this in a statement following an accusation that NNPC Limited is attempting to transfer the operation and maintenance of the two refineries to private firms. Quoting Atiku, Ibe emphasized that listing the national oil company on the stock market will foster much needed transparency in the company's operation and enhance corporate governance. The federal government handed over 20 compressed natural gas buses to the Oyo State government. The Chief Executive Officer and Programs Director of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative, Michael Oluwagbami, conducted the handover on behalf of the federal government at the Pacesetter Transport Service, Eleleye in Ibadan and the Oyo State capital. Oluwagbami stated that the deployment of CNG buses in Nigeria aimed to address issues related to petrol importation and other challenges affecting Nigerians. Let's quickly go on a very quick break. News Cycle continues shortly. The Nigerian Communications Commission, NCC, has issued a set of key performance indicators for the quality of service of all telecommunications companies in the country. The new QoS Regulation 2024, just released by the Commission, sets specific parameters for the different network segments of the telecoms covering 2G, 3G and 4G, and focuses on parameters such as drop call rates, call setup, success rate, traffic congestions, amongst others. According to the telecom regulator, failure to meet each parameter attracts 5 million naira, with an additional 500,000 naira per day for the period the infraction lasts. Nigeria has reaffirmed its commitment to deepening ties with Indonesia, focusing on the untapped economic potential between the two nations. This was affirmed during the second Indonesian African Forum, which took place from 1st to 3rd September 2024 in Bali, Indonesia. The Minister of Information National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, represented President Bola Ahmed Tinubu at the event. Idris, in a statement signed by the ministry's Deputy Director of Press, Suleiman Haruna, participated in the high-level multi-stakeholder partnership and joint leaders session, where he emphasized Nigeria's dedication to building a stronger partnership with Indonesia. On our foreign scene now, businesses, schools and transport across Israel are being affected by a general strike called to demand that the government agrees a deal to secure the release of hostages held by Hamas. Tens of thousands of people rallied across Israel after bodies of 6 hostages were recovered by soldiers from Gaza. Some flights at Ben Gurion Airport, Israel's main air transit hub, have been disrupted today, while protesters have blocked several roads. A former childcare worker in Australia has pleaded guilty to raping and sexually abusing dozens of young girls under the care for over 20 years. Ashley Paul Griffin, 46, confessed to committing 307 offences at childcare centres in Brisbane and Italy between 2003 and 2022. A Queen Island court heard. Most of Griffin's victims were under the age of 12. The court heard the judge associate took over 2 hours to read out all the charges against him. Police have previously described Griffin as one of Australia's worst ever pedophiles. Rescuers in the Russian Far East have found no survivors in the wreckage of a helicopter that disappeared while carrying 22 people, most of them tourists. The aircraft went missing on Saturday after taking off from a base near the Vexkad volcano in the Kamchatka Peninsula. Officials said on Sunday that 70 bodies have been found so far. The area, a popular tourist destination, is famous for its active volcanoes. The cause of the crash is unclear. The Mi-80 helicopter that disappeared from radar on Saturday was carrying 19 tourists and 3 crew. In sports now, Eniola Bolaji has made history as the first African athlete to win a medal in para badminton, securing a bronze medal for Nigeria in the women's singles SL3 category. Bolaji defeated her Ukrainian opponent Oksana Kozan in straight sets 2-0 to win Nigeria's first Paralympics medal in Paris. Although Bolaji had her sights set on gold, she fell short in the semi-finals, losing 2-0 to China's Zhuan. However, she redeemed herself by clinching the bronze. A late goal by Flourish Sebastian earned Nigerian Falconets victory against the Korean Republic at the FIFA Under-20 Women's World Cup in Colombia. In a game where goal scoring opportunities were far-reaching, it was the Nigerian girls that made the most of their deeps into stoppage time at the Estadio Metropolitano de Teco Bagato. Despite the early promise by the Falconers, it was the Asians that came close to drawing the first blood on the quarter hour. But Shukurat Oladipo got the foots with teeth crossed from the right. That's it on News Cycle, and it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. Remember, we're on DSTV channel 365, Star Times channel 276, and free to air. Kindly follow us across all social media platforms by using the Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching. Good evening.